Just because you're an extremely empathetic person does not mean that you owe it to everyone to give away your gift of empathy and love and care. You matter. Your life matters. Your ideas matter. Your inner passions matter. You deserve to spend time doing your thing. You deserve people to look at you and go, oh, are you okay? What are you struggling with? Can I help you out? And you might find it a little bit uncomfortable getting help from others, receiving help from others, talking about your problems, but you just have to push through. You need to talk about your things. And the first few times that you open up and that you start to lean on other people, it will be uncomfortable. But the more and more you do it, and the more you realise that people are going to stick around, even when you are sharing and you are asking for help, then it will become easier and less scary. Hello beautiful people, I'm Alessia. I'm really happy to have you here, sat or lying down with me. I hope you enjoy the sounds of the birds tweeting. I've been opening my window and just letting them do their thing recently in my YouTube videos, and I like it. I like the relaxing vibe. So get relaxed, maybe get some water or a cup of tea and chill with me. And get ready for a pep talk. You deserve to be surrounded by people that think you are a goddess. You deserve so much. You deserve to be treated like the kind, empathetic, loving person that you are. If you're the kind of person that gives out a lot of love and caring energy, you deserve that back. You don't deserve aggressive or selfish energy in return for your selfless energy. It's so important that you let go of people that are energy vampires, that drain you of your vibrant energy. I know that you've got so much good to give in this world. I know that you're super talented. I know that for a long time you've prioritized other people's needs over your own. And I know it's hard to get out of that cycle of doing good for others and neglecting yourself, but you can get out of that cycle. You can stop and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's time I take a step back from just giving. It's time I give back to myself, because this is ridiculous. I'm wearing myself down, and every day I'm becoming more tired, more fearful, more anxious, and it's just not worth it. I'm not my vibrant self, and I deserve to be my vibrant self. You are a great person. I know you've got a lot to give, and I actually know that you can create a really special, beautiful life for yourself. A very simple but beautiful life for yourself. But maybe your people-pleasing tendencies are holding you back. It's hard to prioritize yourself when there are so many other people that you're catering for. When your energy is going to other people and looking after other people so much, you only get a tiny portion left to look after yourself. I want you to reserve a lot of your energy for yourself, for your job, for working on your passion projects, for maintaining those friendships, for meditating, and for just existing in nature and having fun. And then I want a smaller portion of your energy to go to looking after people and being that caring person. But there needs to be a bigger chunk of energy going back into yourself, because you can't be a positive presence on this earth if you're resentful. And when we're giving away too much of our energy to other people, we become resentful, not only of the people around us, but of the life that we exist in. How on earth can we be a beaming beacon of joy if we're exhausted, if people are depleting our resources and not being thankful? Do you find that you're constantly giving and looking after other people and listening to other people's problems, and they never really seem that thankful? There's a difference between having a kind of equal relationship with someone and you listen to their problems, but they also listen to yours. And they're thankful when you listen and you're thankful when they listen. But when you're in that relationship where you're just being told everyone else's problems, but not getting to speak about your stuff, and they're not thankful for you being that listener, that's when you need to get out of that situation or take a huge step back. And you are not selfish for taking a step back. Just because you're an extremely empathetic person does not mean that you owe it to everyone to give away your gift of empathy and love and care. You deserve to keep a lot of that for yourself. You deserve to put that energy into making art or music or whatever it is that fulfills you. And when you put it into things like art or making YouTube videos, you get a lot back from that love. For example, I get a lot of love from you lovely people in the comment sections on Instagram messaging me. I get a lot of warmth back, a lot of loving energy back from the loving energy I put out online. And it's this beautiful reciprocal relationship. So whilst it involves a lot of my energy being used to create these videos, I get some of that energy back through the people who reach out to me. It rejuvenates me. But it's the most exhausting, frustrating thing when our energy is not given back to us. I've been so grateful for nature recently because it's the one thing that just gives and gives and gives. Whenever I'm in nature, I just feel my body go, I can admire the trees and the flowers and I can get inspired and I really get to the bottom of how I'm feeling, and nature really just gives me this oomph, this sense of, oh, life's good again. It really gives back to me. And for those of you who find yourselves giving to a lot of people, you might be the kind of person that takes solace in nature. Nature gives back to us. And when a lot of people aren't giving back to us, aren't caring about us, and are using our resources, of course we're going to be drawn to nature. Can I ask you this? Is it worth you exhausting yourself? Is it worth you showing them all the love in the world and you just feeling empty after it? What are you gaining from this? I realise that we can fall into this trap of giving because we don't want to feel guilty. We don't want to feel selfish. But there is nothing wrong with saying, do you know what? I don't have the time to talk right now. Do you know what? I can't take on your problems today. And I really get that you might feel guilty for reserving more energy for yourself, for saying no to people when they're asking too much of you. But what would you tell your best friend? What would you tell your daughter or hypothetical daughter? Would you tell her to exhaust herself by just caring so much for others? Or would you say, no, actually, it's really valuable to take time for yourself, to say no. And if that guilt comes up, watch it arise. Observe it, notice it, but don't latch onto it. Don't say, oh, I'm guilty and I'm doing something wrong and this is true and it's my job to heal people. Just notice that the guilt is there. Often the guilt is there for us women because we do feel like we need to take on this nurturing, caring role because that's kind of what we're taught through socialization. I mean, we're literally given babies to look after when we're babies, when we're toddlers. It's interesting that we're kind of given the resource to really lean into that nurturing nature from a young age. And I just want you to recognize the society that you exist in and the pressures that surround you. You matter. Your life matters. Your ideas matter. Your inner passions matter. They deserve to be explored and expressed. You deserve to spend time doing your thing. You deserve people to look at you and go, oh, are you okay? What are you struggling with? Can I help you out? And you might find it a little bit uncomfortable getting help from others, receiving help from others, talking about your problems for a long period of time, but you just have to push through. You need to talk about your things, and the first few times that you utilize people's resources, that you open up and that you start to lean on other people, it will be uncomfortable. But the more and more you do it, and the more you realize that people are going to stick around even when you are sharing and you are asking for help, then it will become easier and less scary. You do not owe anyone your endless time and attention and love and healing powers. You don't. You deserve a break. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to not feel anxious. You deserve to feel filled up. As women, the idea of doing something for yourself is scary because you feel like you're just immediately being selfish if you're prioritizing yourself, if you're saying to your partner, no, I'm going to spend the evening with myself. If you're saying to your parent or your friend, no, actually, I can't speak right now. We feel guilty straight off the back of just prioritizing ourselves. And it's because we are depicted all over the show as forever giving. Within TV programs and films, that is all we see. We see women giving and giving and giving. Obviously, there are films and television programs that veer away from the traditional path, but the traditional path is the most dominant path, the path that we see being perpetuated in these big Hollywood films. And those, big blockbuster films really affect culture, and vice versa. Culture affects films. And yeah, it's very prominent in our society that women take on other people's emotions and they care for them, and they sacrifice their own needs and desires to look after other people. Women are human. You are human. So therefore, you also deserve to feel good and loved and energized. It's a very dehumanizing notion that women should care for others before themselves, that it's okay to neglect yourself because you're just being that caring woman. No, you're human. You need to look after yourself. Otherwise, your mental health is going to deteriorate. We're not invincible as women, but I think a lot of the time we act as if we are invincible. We do things that we don't have the energy to do. You deserve to feel calm. You deserve to feel looked after by yourself. Do you take the time to feed yourself delicious food? To take yourself out on your own for a coffee? To watch that film directed by a woman instead of just watching your usual show with your partner? You deserve to do the things that light up your soul every day, every single day. When you invest in yourself, you become a better version of yourself, a happier version, a person that's more in alignment with the values they hold. And that positively impacts the people around us. We can inspire the women around us by looking after ourselves, by saying no, by setting boundaries. Something that I've been doing recently that hits me to my core and makes me feel a bit emotional, but also a bit giddy, and makes me feel like I'm tapping into my inner child and hugging her, is saying, I love you, Alessia. So I encourage you to say, I love you, and your name. Say it when nobody's around, say it out loud. I love you, Alessia. And smile, let yourself smile as you say it. Feel the love hit you right here, and then spread around your body. Sometimes we just need to be reminded that we exist, because so often we're looking around us thinking, how can I impress him? How can I look after her? How can I look after him? How can I prove myself to them? Rarely do we look back at ourselves and think, oh my God, I exist. Little me, am I okay in there? Hello, little me, how are you doing? Have you been expressing yourself authentically recently, or have you been hidden away? What are you struggling with? What are you proud of? Notice yourself. We live in such a busy world. Our minds are always occupied by something. Work, our phones. A lot of the time we are busy. So it's very easy to go unnoticed, to not realise how you're feeling, to not check in with yourself. I've heard this so many times. Always check in with yourself. And I never really knew what that meant until recently. I think it just means notice yourself. Have a moment where you're sat in silence and you go, oh, yeah, I exist. Hi, Alessia. Journaling's really good for this. I don't realise how much is going on in my head until I start journaling and writing down my thoughts. And I will end up sitting there for probably an hour, writing all of this stuff down. And I think, whoa, I've got a lot of unmet needs. Whoa, I've got a lot of thoughts that haven't been expressed. Whoa, I'm dealing with a lot. So I really encourage you to just journal your inner monologue. Just start writing down. It might feel quite forced at the beginning. Start writing down, I'm feeling this today, and I'm a bit anxious about this that's happening tomorrow because... And once you've written those first few sentences, you'll get on a roll and just start writing what's coming to your head. That's a form of meditation, just sitting and observing what comes to your mind. Sometimes we don't even realise that we're actually worried about something, or we need to think about something and process something. There's always stuff lingering in our head that is very easy to neglect and not think about because we've got other things to do that are more important, like work or whatever. But addressing the reoccurring thoughts and anxious ideas that are going on up here, acknowledging them, externalizing them by writing them in your journal is a really, really valuable thing to do because it makes us lighter. It makes us feel more relaxed, more calm and collected in our body. When you're writing out your thoughts in your journal, visualize the words literally like coming out of your body onto the page. Visualize yourself getting lighter and feeling more floaty like a feather. I feel a lot more, oh okay, everything's going to be fine after I've journaled, because sometimes just keeping the thoughts in your head is the scariest bit. I've learnt that recently when I've been doing my therapy sessions, that just saying the words out loud, getting the words out of your body, whether it's through journaling or talking to someone, is such a calming process. It enables you to go, okay, everything isn't as bad or heavy as I thought it was. It's always so much scarier when it's kept up in here. It really is. I can't explain it. I just know, and that's the most important thing. I know that I feel better, lighter, less scared, more inspired, more hopeful when I'm externalizing my pain and my fears. Please know that you deserve love. You deserve to notice yourself, to look after yourself, and to take on less, and to have space from other people's problems. I don't like the word selfish, it has ugly connotations, so I'm going to say you deserve to invest in yourself. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I love talking with you. And I do decentering men and self-love coaching. So if you're interested, please pop me an email. The details are in the description box.